Picture this. It's 1934, and you're in the small Austrian town of Mattighofen. You might be thinking this is where the sound of music was born, or maybe you're picturing snow-capped mountains and charming cafes. Well, how about all of the above? Because that's also where a young man named Ernst Trunkenpolz opened a tiny repair shop in his garage. Little did he know that what began as a place to fix cars and bicycles would one day transform into one of the most daring motorcycle brands in the world. The motorcycles we know today are a far cry from those early models. But let's start at the beginning. By the early 1950s, Trunkenpolz, joined by businessman Ernst Kronreif, began producing lightweight motorcycles. Their early machines quickly gained a reputation for rugged performance and agility, perfect for the dirt tracks and mountain trails of Europe. The brand name KTM was born out of the last names of the two founders, Kron and Reif. KTM became synonymous with dirt-spitting, mud-slinging fun. It was like having a motor-powered pony, except instead of riding on grass, riders were tearing through fields and forests. But it wasn't all sunshine and motocross. By the 1980s, KTM was in a tailspin, facing financial struggles that threatened to crush the company. It was on the brink of collapse. But instead of throwing in the checkered flag, KTM made a bold move. They shifted their focus to off-road motorcycles, pouring all their energy into motocross, enduro, and rally racing. It was a risky gamble, but one that would pay off big time. As the years rolled on, KTM became a powerhouse in the off-road world. Their bikes dominated races, and the envious eyes of competitors followed their every move. To understand KTM's rise to prominence, you have to experience the thrill of off-road riding. Picture this: the wind whipping through your hair, the sun on your face, and the rough terrain testing your limits. That feeling is what KTM motorcycles are all about. They're not just machines, they're thrill machines. They're built for adrenaline junkies who crave the dirt and the dust. Off-road riding isn't for the faint of heart. It's a full-on assault on your senses and a test of your endurance. You're not just battling the elements, you're wrestling with mud, rocks, and roots. And when you come up against a hill that seems to touch the sky, you need a bike that doesn't just climb, it conquers. Enter the KTM 450, 350, and 250 EXCF dirt bikes. These aren't just names, they're battle cries. The XC part stands for excite, a promise of the thrill that awaits. The F signifies fuel injection, a nod to the bike's powerful heart. And then there's the CC, which tells you the bike's displacement. The higher the CC, the more power you get. So from the mighty 450 to the nimble 250, KTM has a dirt bike for every rider. Now let's talk about the KTM 690 Enduro R. It's not just a bike, it's a legend in the making. The 690 packs a punch with its 690cc engine. This isn't your average weekend warrior. This bike is built for the toughest trails and the longest rides. When you see a rider conquering rocky terrain with the kind of grace that defies gravity, you can bet they're probably on a KTM. And let's not forget the KTM 790 Adventure R. If there's a dirt road less traveled, this bike was made to find it. The 790 is all about exploration, about pushing the boundaries of where a motorcycle can take you. With its 790cc engine and long travel suspension, this bike eats up miles for breakfast. Whether you're cruising through the desert or tackling forest trails, the 790 Adventure R is your passport to adventure. But what truly sets KTM apart is the spirit that fuels the brand, the relentless pursuit of innovation, the bold orange color that stands out like a beacon in a field of green, the iconic roar of the KTM exhaust that echoes through the ages. It's the embodiment of the off-road experience. It's the feeling you get when you ride one of these machines that makes you feel like you're not just riding a motorcycle, you're living it. Today, KTM isn't just a name in the motorcycle industry, it's a phenomenon. From its humble beginnings in a small Austrian town to its current status as a global powerhouse, KTM has defied the odds and conquered the world of off-road motorcycling. So the next time you hear the thunderous roar of an approaching KTM motorcycle, know that you're witnessing more than just a machine. You're seeing a legend in the making.